In 1994, a small amusement park for children shut down overnight. No announcement, no explanation, no news coverage. One day it was open. The next day the gates were locked forever. The park was called Odd World. Most people eventually forgot it even existed. But years later, something strange happened. A developer released a game on Roblox called Rainbow Friends. At first, it looked like a normal horror game. Bright colors, strange cartoon creatures, children trying to survive inside a strange building. But then, something disturbing was discovered. The monsters in the game looked almost identical to creatures that were once described in confidential research documents connected to the abandoned park. And according to a former employee, Rainbow Friends might not be fiction at all. Odd World opened in the early 1990s. From the outside, it looked harmless. Bright banners, colorful mascots, giant smiling characters painted on the walls. It looked like the perfect place for children. Families visited every weekend. School buses arrived almost every day. Kids loved it. But employees noticed something strange very quickly. There were doors inside the park that guests were never allowed to open. Gray metal doors, no signs, no windows, always locked. Whenever someone asked about them, management gave the same answer: maintenance areas. But the truth was very different. Those doors did not lead to storage rooms. They led somewhere underground. Under the park was a laboratory, a large one hidden behind thick concrete walls. The people working there were not entertainers. They were scientists, researchers, and engineers. Their project had a strange goal. They wanted to create something new, something that had never existed before. They wanted to build living mascots. Not people in costumes, not robots, something alive, creatures that could move on their own, creatures that could interact with children, creatures that could make the park unforgettable. The project had a name: Project Rainbow. The first successful experiment was called Blue. Blue was large, much larger than expected, almost 2 meters tall. Soft-looking with a round body and big arms. On his head sat a small golden crown. At first, Blue behaved exactly how the scientists hoped. Calm, slow, friendly. He followed simple commands. He could wave. He could walk. He could even play simple games with children. The researchers believed they had done it. They believed the project was a success. But then, something changed. It started with the security cameras. Late at night, after everyone had left, Blue began moving. Not inside his test room, but outside it, walking slowly through empty hallways. Security guards first thought it was a malfunction, but when they reviewed the footage, they saw something unsettling. Blue was not walking randomly. He was searching, looking around corners, stopping near doors, listening, almost like he was trying to find someone. Despite this strange behavior, the project continued. More creatures were created. The second one was called Green. Green was tall with extremely long arms long enough to reach across an entire room. But Green had a defect. Green was completely blind. The scientists thought this made him safer, because if he could not see children, he could not chase them. But Green had another ability. His hearing was incredible. He could detect even the smallest sound, a whisper, a breath, a single footstep. And when Green heard something, his arms moved instantly. The third creature was called Orange. Orange was smaller, but much faster, and far more aggressive. Unlike the other experiments, Orange had a serious problem. He was always hungry, constantly hungry. The scientists had to feed him regularly. If they did not, his behavior changed. He became restless, agitated, violent. To control him, the researchers built an automatic feeding system. Every few hours, food would drop into his containment area. As long as the system worked, Orange stayed calm. Then one night, something happened. Something that was never officially reported. According to leaked internal files, the feeding system for Orange failed. No food was delivered. Hours passed. Orange became aggressive. Security cameras recorded him running in circles inside his enclosure. Then, suddenly, the camera feed cut out. At the same time, another alarm activated. Blue's containment door had opened. Nobody knows how. Within minutes, multiple cameras across the facility stopped working. Hallways went dark. Emergency alarms started ringing. Employees tried to evacuate, but the underground layout was confusing, and something was moving through the corridors. Something large, something fast, something that should never have been free. The next morning, Oddworld never opened again. The gates stayed closed. Workers were told the park was shutting down permanently. No explanation was given. The company disappeared. The laboratory was sealed. And all official records vanished. Within months, the place was abandoned. Grass slowly grew through the parking lot. Paint peeled from the walls. The colorful mascots faded in the sun. Most people assumed it was simply a failed theme park. But some former employees knew the truth. Something had escaped, and no one ever confirmed that it was captured. Almost 30 years later, something strange appeared online. A Roblox game called Rainbow Friends. Players arrive on a bus. They enter a strange facility, and inside they encounter creatures. Blue, green, orange. Creatures that look almost identical to the ones described in the leaked research documents. Even the layout of the building looks similar to the underground laboratory. Which raises a disturbing question. How did the developer know about these creatures? Was it coincidence? Was it inspiration? Or was the game based on something real? One former employee was asked this exact question. His response was short, very short. He said the experiments never ended. They were moved, and the public was never supposed to know. If that statement is true, then the creatures from Rainbow Friends might not just exist inside a game. They might still exist somewhere else, hidden, waiting. And if you ever find yourself in an abandoned building and hear something moving in the darkness, slow footsteps echoing through empty hallways, heavy breathing somewhere just out of sight, you might want to leave immediately, because some experiments were never meant to escape.